weekend, but you come back and you get to play in front of your home crowd now.
Yeah, we spoke about it when we got back. It was actually a really good trip. Like, to go and win in Cairns, we kind of forgot about it. It feels like such a long trip, but we're away for 7 days in 3 cities, and to get a really big win in Cairns and put us in this position now to be coming home in a semi-final series was really good. And then obviously, tough result in Auckland the other night, but a lot of positives to take away, and a lot of things we can tidy up, a lot of controllable stuff, which was probably the most disappointing thing because you can't get that game back. But lots of controllables. Got on the practice floor today, had a great practice, and we're ready to go for tomorrow.
As Scott said, been in this situation before last year. Obviously, Melbourne United got us some game one, but so not unfamiliar territory at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that were here from last year. We've been in this position all through this year too, and we've bounced back pretty well every time. Game 2, we played New Zealand in New Zealand. They punked us over there, and then we went to Perth and won by 15 points off the back of that game. So we've done it this year with this group, and we've had a lot of good bounce back games. And the series is where it's supposed to be. We're 1-0 down, home court keeps it stand, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
What are the specific things you need to address to win in game 2?
It's a $1 million question right now. We've mulled over different tactical stuff over the last 24 hours, both with the group and with the coaching staff. But ultimately, it's about doing what you do well and doing it harder and better. And that was the thing we came away from film this morning. That we felt like there was 20 to 25 points that we controlled and just gave them. And certainly tidying up those things, we feel like we've been pretty good for 29 games before that. That's the first thing. And then there will be some tactical adjustments, but it won't be anything crazy. We've got to outwork these guys. We outworked Cairns in Cairns, and then we didn't outwork New Zealand and Auckland, and the result showed. So that's the big challenge tomorrow.
You shot 33%. Were you getting the shots you were wanting, or was their defence just too good?
No, I mean, give them credit. Their defence is good, but it's nothing we haven't seen this year, and we've played against good defences all year. And we didn't get enough clean stops, which is, when you're giving up layups or giving up foul shots, you get no rhythm in your offence. So that's certainly something we want to tidy up. And we've got some things to tidy up offensively in terms of handling their physicality and their pressure, and that'll come from our spacing and our screening and that kind of stuff. But certainly they controlled a little bit of that on that end of the floor, but we've got to back ourselves to take the ones we get to. We thought we turned a couple down that we should have taken, and hopefully we'll make that adjustment tonight.
You mentioned the physicality there. Do you feel you were sort of out-muscled, or how did you assess that side of the game?
No, I think often when it comes down to, we're a smaller team in general, and we've played against bigger teams all year, it's a mindset of how you're going to earn your spot on the floor, and that's going to be a big one for us tomorrow. Can we own our floor spots? And when we did, we had really good outcomes in our consistent shape. We really trust that, but when we got a little bit pushed out and moved across the floor, that's when we got bad shots, and ultimately that's a bad defensive possessions as well. So it's nothing we haven't talked about before after losses, particularly with these guys. But we showed it in Game 3 up in Lonnie and Game 4 down here that we can really match it with them, and when we want to and we put our minds to it, it's going to take a little bit more work. We can put ourselves in a really good spot.
New Zealand are fatigued around the side, mate. Like, obviously 6 squats in under a week, and any injury concerns at all? Niggles?
Nah, no niggles apart from the obvious one was Clint. It's just not a thing this time of year. Everyone's banged up. I mean, Brown's out there with a massive cast on his hand, and everyone's got their stuff going on. It's just not something we talk about. It's just part of the game, part of the business, and it's not ideal, but we're just glad to be home and in our own beds and getting ready for a big one here at home tomorrow.
Just on Clint, is he going to suit up tomorrow night?
Not sure yet. He had a really good practice today, and we'll leave it to the medicos to test him. They're going to test him this afternoon and test him again tomorrow and shoot around. So that'll be their call. He's really close, I can tell you that. But it'll be whether he can get through tomorrow, get through today, pulling up well tomorrow, and we'll see how he goes.
Jet's obviously here. Tell us about what Jet's been up to, and will he play any sort of role tomorrow night?
Oh, I said it the other day in Auckland. Like he's always played a role with us off the court in terms of his leadership. That's why he got voted vice captain for this team. And both him, Clint, and Weeksy, whether they play 0 minutes or play 100 minutes combined, they're massive parts of what we do. And they support our coaching staff. They support me, Flynn, and Rat, and Roth. And he'll continue to do that now, just in person. So he was on the watch with me in game in Auckland and giving us feedback through the game. And I can't tell you what he's been doing. I imagine not a lot. He's probably just been sitting on his couch and resting up. But he'll be a big part of tomorrow, and he's been a big part the last week, even resting from his bed.
Is he allowed to be on the bench tomorrow night?
Yeah.
You're renowned for bouncing back after tough losses. How much confidence, I guess, does that give you going into tomorrow night?
Yeah, a lot. This group is tough as they come, and especially when we're coming back home, it's a nice feeling. And like I said before, we had a great week to go and win in Cairns and give us this opportunity to have a home final and a semi-final series is why that win was so important. And now we get to see what we're really made of, but we've got full confidence in this group, and we've got a lot of experience, a lot of championship experience with Clint and Sammy and guys that played in playoff games last year, that big series with Melbourne and Sydney. yeah, we back that to the hills, and yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. But we certainly think we're up for the fight.
Do you think you're a bit slow to adapt to the really changing difference of New Zealand compared to Cairns? Cairns obviously a pretty quick, smaller side, and New Zealand pretty big and physical.
Both have similarities in terms of the defensive schemes. I think we got, there's a lot of things that were at play in that New Zealand game, but certainly missing some open early good looks. We thought we had good opportunities early, and scoreboard pressure is a real thing in sport, particularly when you're on the road. And to look up and be down 12-2 and have to call a timeout and think, well, it easily could have been 12-12 or 12-11 with what we were generating. A couple of sloppy turnovers, and ultimately we bring it back, we do all that work, and then we just have a couple of moments at the start of the third. So I think we adjusted. We knew what was in front of us. Unfortunately, we just didn't execute it, and we weren't tough enough and hard enough for long enough, and that's the reality of what happened on Sunday afternoon.
Obviously, the season's on the line. Is there a message or a mantra going in tomorrow night? Does it feel like the season's
Win.
on the line?
Win or go home, have some beers. I don't know. Like we got confidence in our group. We're fully prepared to go and take this back to Auckland on Sunday and have another swing. And it's gonna be game of runs again. They've got a lot of talent sitting over there in New Zealand, and we're gonna come out, set the tone. Hopefully, Brent's got the crowd going, and we're in a really good spot. But there was a lot of controllables from that last game, which was probably the most disappointing thing when we watched it back this morning. And guys talking yesterday when we were coming in to shoot, and it was just things we can quickly tidy up if we really want to. And if we can change that mindset and lift our work rate a little bit, we'll be in a great spot.
I wouldn't rely on Brent.
No.
If we lose, it's your fault.
You're wearing the Tassie vintage strip again, the throwback one. Must be exciting to wear that. And I guess, what are you expecting from the sellout crowd tomorrow?
Always expecting great things from the fans. I mean, New Zealand really bring it. They walk in with a lot of swagger, so hopefully our off-court crew and our fans can really match it and bring it to them as well. And in terms of the jersey, I think it's a really significant jersey in terms of what this state and what we've built and what we're about. And to be able to wear it again, I think is extremely powerful. Anytime you get to wear those special jerseys, they have meaning beyond basketball. And it'd be great to see us wearing them again tomorrow night.